Happy Friday. How are you? I missed you guys so much. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to our Friday night live as always. And usually I have a topic that I talk about, and then with the discussion that you are leading in the chat, we are discussing many things regarding the topic. But this time I am utterly exhausted. It was a super intense week. Let me know if your week was also intense. I slept only 3 hours, last night, and the day before only 5 hours. So I'm pretty exhausted. So I don't have any topics, but I have multiple topics in my mind. So today, I missed you guys. Let's let it flow and see what happens, okay? So the first thing I wanted to say, by the way, yes, my name is Dr. Ayguen Sahin, and I really do hope that you will subscribe to our channel, because on this channel we are critical thinkers and do socio-psychological analysis and socio-political analysis of world events on Friday nights in particular. So please subscribe if you are a critical and independent thinker and you have your own brain and make analysis of the issues. And in this channel, as a scientist, obviously, I connect variety of dots into one to make people understand one topic from a different angle than it's been expressed in the mainstream media, and in fact by influencers on YouTube who are literally manipulating people as well. So we are not going to do that. We are not these YouTube influencers. We indeed are doing critical thinking here. So okay, before also get started, I want to say that I have my Etsy store 25% off. I believe I have a lot of designs for Mother's Day and for family emblems and family names as well. So a lot of nice personalized gifts I do have, very royal style, very elegant. So check those out. And of course, I just published at 6 p.m. today our masterclass, I Am Rich, what richness really means from the neuroscience perspective. Is it really about money, or is it also about something else in the brain? So how does your brain understand what richness is, and why and how your brain blocks it, your richness, and how can you unlock it based on science? So check that video out. It's on my channel. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is absolutely the utter disgusting mess of the nakedness of women and the clothing. As you all know, I am like a clothing freak since my childhood. I had Barbies that I didn't play with. I found it super silly to play with these dolls, but I would make clothes and I would, dress and do the designs and styles for this Barbie. So that's what I would do. I always liked, I'm color freak, as you know, and I'm really liking the designs and styles since my childhood. So for me, seeing that the dresses are utterly transparent, and it's so normalized, and it is incredibly disgusting to me that in this day and age, young generation, Gen Zs, also believe that this is a normal thing. Where did the bras go? Right now the bras are gone, and people are also posing in a very disgusting way, and on Instagram or other places, even these Hollywood stars, all of them, if I did check all the Met Gala thing because I'm so disgusted by this Met Gala idea. And me, as running a nonprofit, I found this absolutely disgusting. And is this just, what is this? Okay. And also, I just saw a news, I don't know, one dress, totally, I don't know, transparent, and this is normal, from particularly one dress that in one movie presentation, what was this girl name who actually played the Barbie? Speaking of Barbie, yeah, she played the Barbie. Who was this Australian actress? Robbie, Meg, something M. Robbie? I forgot. So her dress, like she was like almost completely naked, okay? I just don't get this, how this is elegant, or how is this clothing, and how is this, I mean, it's so much in our face that we don't need to see this. So I literally said this to my mom today. So this Bianca, whatever, right, from Kanye West, the girlfriend, the wife, when she walks in Spain like that, and the public says, we don't want to see this, put her in jail, we don't want to see this, this is disturbing, and she disturbs our community. Every single, a lot of countries do have this law of public disturbances, right? So you cannot disturb the public. If the public says, you disturbing me, you can't even go to jail, okay? But for whatever the heck reason, and I'm following this for 2 years or so at least, this people in Spain say, we don't want to see this, go to hell. They even call the police or something, and they say, like, we don't want to see this, put her in jail, lock her up, she's disturbing the community. And I was just saying to my mom today that imagine any one of us, like the regular people, right, would do anything like this. You go to the grocery store with that outfit, see what happens. See what happens. You would be locked in immediately, like literally immediately, and probably you will be having like mental, I don't know, compartmentalized into a facility, mental facility, because you are crazy. So those people, it's not crazy, but for normal people like us, it will be utterly crazy, and you will be out of your mind, and you're disturbing the public, and you will be locked, totally locked away. This is the disgusting part. This is another side of this disgusting part. Like the double standard that we have to endure by these crazy people who are running the world. And then imagine when you have young girls seeing this and they say, okay, you know what? I guess I can go from America to Spain and walk around like this. And then when they actually, I don't know, do that, imagine as a regular person, what the hell, can you imagine what will happen? How many murder cases do we know that from people who are in traveling, young women traveling, and they are just like done? How many cases are like that? And then what bothers me so much is that Justin Bieber's wife, and then this, is it Kylie Jenner? That girl, like the youngest of the Kardashians, the way, I mean, these people are married, okay? These women are married. Kylie Jenner is not married, but she has two or three children, and she has a boyfriend, okay, for 2-3 years. Doesn't matter, right? Let's say she's married because she has this boyfriend, and so for long term, or at least he's her partner. So when you are married and have children, and you pose like in a bathtub naked for whatever the heck photo shooting, you tell me if this is okay. Like, I just don't understand. And listen, I always come back to men, right? Because the society, I also mentioned this today to my mom, like the society always victimize the women, and the man is always the bad one, right? But what about this evil women who doing bad things to men, right? Even killing men. And so, or like utterly narcissists, right? And they just totally manipulate men. You know me, I always, advocate for the men victims as well, right? To raise attention to that. And so when you are a man, and I never understand that, when you are a man, and you see your wife is like naked in a bathtub and poses like crazy, like how tell me the mindset of a man like this. Tell me. I mean, forget about the women's mindset, okay? Well, what is wrong with you? Like, what the hell is actually wrong with you? And on the other side, the man who sees the wife like this, what's your mind saying about you? And so I don't understand. You tell me in the comments, like, what kind of mindset is this? So it is up to me, utterly disturbing when then young girls, again, I'm telling you, when these young girls just seeing this, and because it's so normalized, but it's normalized for them. It's not normalized for the society, for regular people. And because of that, these girls, these young women, their lives get destroyed. They get even killed because it's so normalized. Because it's like, of course I will attack you. Because it's you wanted it, right? Then it's like you wanted it. And then if you think of the girl's mind, I want to show who I am. I don't know. Let's discuss then in this day and age what this mentality might be. In this day and age, the mentality might be multiple things. One, especially for married women with children, they are starting to see, oh my God, my body gets so changed and I do not feel attractive anymore. And that's why I am posing like this to feel women again or attractive again. Doesn't matter to whom, to myself, I am feeling attractive. That's number one. Number two is the arousing idea that other people find you attractive. That's narcissism 101. Okay, you find me attractive, and their man to be agreeing with that shows how much he was manipulated by these narcissists, right? That, oh my God. And he can be a narcissist too. That's the third scenario, that he can be a narcissist and saying, yes, my women must be liked by everybody because it goes back to me, meaning I have this attractive women. That's number three. So they can be both like cuckoo, okay? And number four It can be that, the feminism stuff, touching the feminism, like, I'm not doing this for anybody. I'm just doing this for me. Because it doesn't matter. I am a woman and I don't need to wear a bra because it is my natural beauty or it's my natural thing. Doesn't matter. Like, understood. Why are men then not going naked out there? Why? I don't want to see any man naked on my front of me. Why would I want to see any women naked? I don't care. Go do whatever the heck you want in the bedroom. And then you might say, because many people argue that, then look away. Why? Why should I look away? I'm in the public, it's my right to look wherever the heck I want, but I don't want to see it. And so, because it's not belonging to the public. And you say, okay, you are so strict. No, I say this again, the same thing with, let's say, in Turkey, when you go in Istanbul, it's getting out of control. I haven't been there for so long. And then when I went there in 2024 to celebrate my birthday, I hadn't been there for 6 years during the entire pandemic. So that's my first trip after the pandemic, after 6 years. And there are a lot of street and public transportation musicians. Let that sink in, okay? Public transportation musicians. They are incredible musicians doing beautiful music. By hell, if I coming out from work or from anywhere, I just would like to have a peaceful, nice ferry ride or a bus ride or whatever, the train ride, metro ride, or I just want to enjoy Istanbul with peace and quiet and the sea and the birds and the ferry and everything else, the buildings. Why do I get to squeeze myself in this loud music? And then when you say, oh no, don't do this here, then you are the bad one because you are anti-art or anti-musician. Or because in Turkey, it's also a lot about, that has a lot to do with politics too. Like, those are oftentimes, I don't know, the lefties, and then the people are against that are the, I don't know, the Erdogan people, okay? So this is so absolutely utter ridiculous, because if my migraine kicks in, I don't care about your music. You need to shut up because I need to have peace and quiet, because if my migraine kicks in, then there's nothing you and I and nobody can do. And because of that, everyone needs to be respected in the society, and then nobody can say, oh, just go away. Why do I go away then, right? Because the normal transportation is everybody comes in, goes wherever the heck they want, and then they leave. That's the normal. That's the standard. What is abnormal is a musician comes in, does the music nonstop, and then I must like it. I must tip it. You don't have to tip it, but I must like it. And I cannot say, go away or don't do this, because then I will be politically labeled or being labeled as Karen or anti-music, anti-art, or I am downgrading them or poo-pooing them. My God, what happened into society, right? What just happened? So I have multiple videos about this, I don't care. I mean, call me conservative, whatever, but conservatism, in a sense, not political sense, but the decency, the human decency, right? That for me has nothing to do with conservatism. It has a lot to do with decency. And so, and class, it's class. It's classy, as you know, my brand, my inner royalty, right? My inner royalty, not my inner trash. And let me tell you about trash, my inner trash, right? That especially when I notice in Germany, fashion time in February, and on Halloween in the United States, where all the women's inner trash comes out. For all that these inner trashy women dress like, I don't know what. You know what I mean, right? And in Germany, the elder ladies turn into and wearing all become the devil. So your inner trash, and that's why for years, for decades, I have been always saying in these costume celebrations of Fasching in Germany or Halloween in the United States, shows your inner character, who you actually are. The transformation that you decide on shows your character. And that's not just like for fun. No. The costume you choose is your inner trash or your inner royalty. It's up to you, right? Because me, it's just, I can see through like right away, like in 2 seconds, like, yes, inner trash. And speaking of inner trash, there's a girl here. I remember I mentioned that about the tattoos. If you have seen last week's Decoding, right? I talked about that girl with like the weapon tattoo and stuff, like the crazes and the societal shift and norms, how people would be seeing this. Normal people versus, I don't know, killers. And in this case, it's the same scenario, right? Normal people versus the Hollywood people or the people with money. So if you just joining, you can rewind and just watch that. That's what I explained here. And again, this one, oh, thanks for the like, I appreciate it. And so, and now that girl, the same girl, literally a few days ago, this week, I had like a conversation. She's like in work and wears like a mini skirt, very short, and these heels. And then she bends over, lifts the packages and bends and runs there. And Jesus, like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I was pissed over here. And I said literally to her, what's your dress code? Is there a dress code? She's like, dress code here at work? Yeah, this is your work. Is there a dress code? I know there is a dress code. I'm just asking her if she knows. And she's like, yeah, it is. And so and then she thought I will end the conversation there. And I'm like, tell me, what's the dress code? She's like, professional. And I'm like, is this professional to you? And she's like, yes. Is it not? And I'm like, of course not. And she's like, okay. And she's a Gen Z. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? Okay. Like, imagine like the Gen Zs. I know when I work everywhere, there was 1000% always a dress code. You can't, I don't know, at work wearing a gigantic, super short skirt and call this as a work. I mean, there is like work clothing, right? But in this day and age, the same institution that I worked in, call it Mass General, we had a dress code a decade ago, And now go there and you see in gastroenterology, the patient intake person wears a skirt like this short, and then literally this transparent black, I don't know what you call them, socks, and you're like, what? And then she sits obviously and gets even further shorter, and I'm supposed to accept this? This is not your home. Do whatever the heck you want in your bedroom. I don't care. I don't want to see it. Go back to watch the beginning of the video where I said, look away or don't look at it. Why? I am in the same building and I see you, and it bothers when you walk with these heels where we work in the office, and you can't concentrate with like, and you, Jesus, and then you bend over and come back, and this is supposed to be normal. And the fact what bothers me the most is these Gen Zs, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, don't have an idea. And I mentioned this to my mom as well. We talked about this week. I said the idea that it comes back to, I don't know, the wife of Justin Bieber and Kylie Jenner, etc. Like the idea that the Gen Z women also don't know what even is a dress code, what even is professional. So professional clothing means no bra. Professional clothing means no socks, like naked, I don't know, no socks, no nothing, just mini skirt and then heels. And you walk around like this. This is supposed to be normal, and you don't even get the idea that this might be inappropriate. So this is absolutely, for me, very much a problem in the society. And not only that, where people just don't understand what the standards can be and should be in the society to live a normal life and to have the decency, and not walking around like this inner trash. And this idea that this person doesn't even have a clue and think it's classy and thinks it is professional, it is absolutely bothersome. Why? Because it doesn't end there. I'm telling you, this is the identical person that I discussed last week with this gigantic weapon, tattoo, red knife, this big. And this is normal. That's what I'm trying to say, because where does it end? If any, and this is discussing literally the socio-psychology here. A person who wears like that and think it's okay can also wear a weapon and also carry, I don't know, some deep stuff that think, okay, it's just natural, it's just normal, while the society kept normalizing this. And even saying, oh, now because of all of the Hollywood stars wearing sheer see-through dresses and presented this in the Met Gala as classy or as a style, let me just do that too. And then Justin Bieber's wife nakedly is on the bathtub and poses, then this is, I guess, normal, and I do this in Instagram too. But these people don't get murdered, you get murdered. I don't even know what else to say, because as I just said, what's in here is important. What is the difference between a decent person, decent meaning the inner royalty versus the inner trash? If I'm telling you. You can see it by the clothing. You can see it by the boyfriend, the girlfriend these people have, by the wife, etc., by the friends these people have, by the tattoo or no tattoo. Tattoo, what kind of tattoo? What kind of belief system? Right? It is all in here. And the reaction, mentally, emotionally stable, or like goes nuts. Because if a person isn't not in here nuts, why would they have a weapon as a goddamn red tattoo in the forearm if there's not something going on in here? And the same token saying, I can just wear the shirt or skirt and fluffy shirt, not just skinny, but, you know, with a easy to move around type of skirt, and bend over, doesn't matter. That's in here. And if a person thinks that way, you need to understand the same person. Thank God I remembered, because I almost ignored, put it back in my amygdala. Let me bring it out back to my prefrontal cortex. And that same person who is mentally like this, that same person ignores, as a woman, ignores when people say they were sexually harassed, or they were harassed, period, or they were stalked, or they were bothered by men. Yeah, rolling eyes, look elsewhere. The same person. Do you see now what's happening? Imagine these people already in management positions completely ignore harassment claims, stalking claims, or any bad behavior for men, because it doesn't matter. I am the one who wears a super skinny mini skirt with the naked legs and high heels. You know, if a man looks, doesn't matter. Or maybe I want it because it's so normal. But we are talking about, do you understand now? Do you understand now how everything is connected? And now a person says, a woman says, hello, harassment, stalking, bothering. You exaggerate, right? Hello, Epstein victims, victims of SA, domestic violence, right? Nobody cares. And the more these young generation don't give a crap about nothing, that's all starts in here, starts with their clothing, starts with their tattoos. The more we can say goodbye of any kind of accountability for the Epstein victims. Because the society purposefully, the media, the social media companies, Instagram, Snapchat, these and that, totally putting this type of behavior out there. It is so normalized that it's insane. And let me, by the way, thinking of something else, I'm telling you that nobody even say or see and do anything about it. And I keep reporting it on YouTube. On YouTube, there are strict community rules, okay? Community rules about these videos that you do as a creator. However, did you ever see the YouTube ads? The YouTube ads you can report, and please do, because I am sick and tired to non-stop report these ads rather than even watching whatever I want to watch. I keep reporting because the amount of sexually explicit ads, and only these types of ads, are literally all over YouTube. Meaning, even when you report it, there's a special section says, is this sexually explicit, etc. If there is a guideline of reporting, why on earth would you even approve it? You approve it. Until somebody reports it, you approve it. Why? Because they get clicks, they get it. And in fact, it is so unbelievably exaggerated that nowadays every single company on YouTube ads, doesn't matter what kind, it can be a piece of paper, it can be, I don't know, clothing, a pen, every ad has a sexual twist to it on YouTube. Watch it. You see it. You're like, what has this to do with anything? Yet YouTube approves it. And guess what? The second thing I saw on YouTube, non-stop, I keep reporting it, and I cannot even begin to tell you how mortified I was when I saw it. The very famous, the very famous Pocket FM. If you never heard of it, I'm sure you saw it on YouTube ads. Pocket FM has these stories, like cartoonish style stories, but did you ever, in the first 5 seconds, 10 seconds, hear about, or have you heard the stories? Oh my God, like I can't even tell you. It's that horrendous, like out of a horror movie, like in a very disturbing, mentally disturbing, very sexual, very like essay and torture, and like a lot of ultra disturbing. And this is under Pocket FM, under stories, under, I don't know, cartoonish type of things. And this is being non-stop approved. And anyone who would watch this or be a subscriber or have these types of stories listened to, these are freaking stories, like audiobooks. These are audiobooks. Imagine that not only somebody listens to those, but if somebody just like falls asleep in their alpha state, listen to that crap. I did this to my daughter, or I'm doing this, or I'm telling I will do every day blah 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 with you, and I forced her, and then I put her into a well of alligators, whatever. I do my daughter this and that. Like, I think you got what I mean, right? Can you believe this? Can you actually believe this? And YouTube approves this stuff, while they have in the reporting a section of sexually explicit stuff. Very, very disturbing. The manipulation is off the scale of the social media companies, of the companies. They are complicit to that. And even when I report it, I say, stop being complicit. Keep YouTube safe and clean. Every time I say this when I report this. Keep YouTube clean and safe. And then the third is these AI generated explicit women, and when you go and report it, and now what YouTube did, very, very, like, unbelievably disturbing. They, in the past, when you clicked on to report it, you see like who is the advertiser, which country, and what's the name of the company. Now what they did was they put it under like a folding link, like a folding tab. You have to click on to see, to unfold, where is it coming from. And guess what? These AI women style, like explicit women, these AI ads, AI company ads, guess from where? From China. Okay? On YouTube. And YouTube is what? A United States company. Yes, it's all over the world, but does China really need that money? Or that Chinese company? Like, who believes in that? It is just unbelievable what's going on. It's not just TikTok, it's everywhere, everywhere. And then, of course, the hookup things, right? It's again, under the sexual tab, like when you report it, it also says hookup and dating and whatever. Yeah, all of those you approve until somebody reports it, and you keep approving it. So do you see now how these companies, all of them are complicit? Complicit in SA, domestic violence, murders, all of it. Why? Because they manipulate people into it as if this is a normal thing. And then we have Gen Zs who just like don't give a crap and don't even have the mentality of everything is just so normal. It is so normal to have a weapon on your forearm this big and red. It's absolutely normal. It's normal to have a mini skirt with heels in your workplace. It's all normal. And you don't wear a bra. And the same applies to guys. Doesn't matter. The more we are in a society like this, having people's inner trash coming out as normal, then we have a gigantic problem. This, what I just mentioned to you, are the silent killers and manipulators in the background, subtle societal degradation. All of this is silent, precise, targeted, subtle manipulation of the generations. And we, people like you and I, the more we can openly analyze and assess that, can change that. And for that, I would like to close, and I ask you to subscribe if you agree with that and be part of this movement, be part of the humanitarian scientist community, the strategic thinkers. I only have one membership available, one level, and that's the strategic thinkers, independent thinkers. If you are one of those and like this type of commentary, hit subscribe and watch all my neurology, neuroscience, practical neuroscience masterclasses. You just saw that I integrated it. It's all about here. And I'm teaching you how to integrate that practical neuroscience into real life. And as a scientist, how to connect the dots and see what others can't. Hit the like button. I will see you on Sunday, and check out all my products and services for your mom. Take care.